Good morning, it's your boy Crypto Blood. How you guys doing today? I hope your day is going well. May you be prosperous in all the things that you achieve or try to achieve for today. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I touched on briefly in the other day's video, and someone in the comment section mentioned it, and that is 401ks. And how we've been indoctrinated to believe here in the United States that 401ks is a viable and only means of or source for retirement. Granted, 401ks can be great, they can supplement, but they are not supposed to be our sole avenue for retiring. And so you know, as Americans, man, we've been brainwashed primarily from the Wall Street cabal and central banks, and it's really just a money grab. It's another means of them taking our wealth away from us. So I think it's like over 70 million, 80 million people have 401ks today. And you know, let me just give you some background about 401ks. They were initially kind of created, the idea was created back in the late 70s. And you know, back then, so it's kind of ironic that the 401k structure was formed around the time that we came off the gold standard. So Nixon took us off in 71. And from that point on, you can see a chart. You look at like Mike Maloney. I love his videos. But you'll see in one of Mike's videos regarding the us coming off of the what do you want to call it? Gold backed dollar. You'll see from 71, you'll see the credit, the amount of credit creation just skyrockets versus our GDP. And so at any rate, 71, that happened. Later in that decade, 401ks were created. And really, 401ks were created as a tax shelter / savings account or savings avenue instrument for everyday workers that they can access when they're 59 and a half years old. Now those dollars going in, of course, you guys, most of you know here in the United States, know how 401ks work. But if you're not in the States, so 401ks, you're able to put money in pre-tax, and then you're able to defer your tax liability on those monies until you're ready to retire, which was 49 and a half years old. I'm not sure if it's still that way any longer. It may be older. I'm not sure. I would assume that they keep bumping it up. But at any rate, so that's kind of what 401k is. And it was really, back then, you know, they kind of wanted to introduce it as a third leg to your retirement plan or strategy. So you will have your 401k, you will have your pension from whichever job you were at, you know, you've been working at for 30 years. You know, we don't have that anymore. You don't work anywhere for more than 10 years, 5 years. But at any rate, you know, you have your 401k, your pension, and then you would have your Social Security as a means of income for when you retired. That was supposed to be your retirement three-legged stool type of framework for you to retire. However, companies started to see that pensions, the idea of pensions are actually, the model of pensions are unsustainable. And so companies started to kind of see, you know, they have actuary tables, and they're able to project outward how many people are contributing versus how much they need to pay out every year to the people who have already retired. I'm talking about pension plans. And so they saw that this was not going to be a good avenue for retiring, and it would implode on itself 20, 23, 30, 20, 30 years out. So they started shifting people to 401ks, taking away the pension plans and forcing everyone, herding everyone into these 401k plans, because they're cheaper to manage from a company standpoint. Even if they matched, it was still significantly cheaper to run a 401k plan for a company pool versus a pension, which has unlimited liabilities on the books of the companies. So, here comes in the 401k plans, and everyone's herding into those, and all the companies are telling, yeah, 401k, that's how you invest, you save for your retirement. And these plans, man, are loaded with fees. Trustee fees, transactional fees, stewardship fees, bookkeeping fees. You've got finder's fees, all types of fees that, I forgot the guy's name who did the actual research and went to the circuit courts, or even maybe even higher than that. He went all the way up to the Supreme Courts to try to get legislation changed to where these 401k providers would have to disclose the fees that they charge individuals. And so, these fees, this guy has found that these fees over a 30-year period actually take up about 40 to 50% of your revenue or profits from a 401k. And that's best case scenario as far as performance over those 30 years in the S&P or any other, whatever index that it's tracked on. It really, stocks and equities and stuff, they're very risky, and I don't think people understand that. I mean, we're near highs again in the stock market, and I just see it happening all over again, like we had in 08, where things are going to correct and people are going to be left with their shirts off. Like, it's sad. And I just hope you guys think about allocating some of your savings that you save, you work hard for every day, and start looking at alternative investments. And then this is not, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do at all. These are just my viewpoints on the state of our society in America. So, you have to really ask yourself, one, if I'm contributing to something where I can't pull that money out at any time that I want without penalty, or I only can pull out, do a withdrawal from a 401k once a year and stuff like that, is it really my money? And the answer is no. They have those types of mechanisms in there so that Wall Street can make all that good money off of you, and they can run around in Lambos up and down Wall Street every day and party at all the exotic islands and the Hamptons and Martha's Vineyard and all that good stuff, right? So I did this video just to spark the conversation about people finally taking control of their financial future and investing into cryptos, investing into other spaces that don't require you to put your money in their hands, and then be penalized when you want to take a withdrawal. So I would love to know your thoughts about that. And also, aside from just the fees that are incurred, I should say, during the lifespan of a 401k, with the hyperinflation that we're going to see, why would I ever, I'm going to ask this question to you guys, Have you ever seen a period where taxes were lower than where they are currently? Meaning, at some point in the past, were taxes lower? Well, were taxes going forward lower than that particular point? I've been on this earth for 32 years, and I ain't seen or heard of a period. You guys let me know if you've known of taxes, overall taxes being lower than in the past. Because the way we're going, I'm pretty positive that we will see higher taxes by the time in 30 years, 20 years, or some of you may be a little bit older, in 15 years, when you're ready to retire, there is no way the taxes are going to be lower. So most likely when you pull that money out, you're going to be taxed at a higher rate. Those dollars in a nominal term, from a nominal standpoint, are going to have less buying power. So yeah, your 401k might have gone up from 100,000 to I don't know, in 30 years maybe 300, 400,000. But those dollars nominally at that particular time in the future will have a less purchasing power. You've already seen what Bitcoin has. You track $1 versus Bitcoin, how much the dollar has lost in value. That will be the same. So why not, consider, alternative ways, investing in, cryptocurrencies and different tokens. Eventually tokens will represent companies fully. Like, you'll have a lot of the companies that you like on a day-to-day basis, you'll be able to buy their tokens, and maybe they'll represent price per earnings or something like close to that. But it's just something for you guys to think about. Like, we've been so indoctrinated in believing that 401ks are the way, and they're simply not. They weren't even designed to be the sole way for you to retire. You've got to have a number of avenues or strategies together for you to so-called retire nowadays. And I don't even think the concept of retiring is even realistic anymore for most middle class individuals. Even if you have $500,000 in your 401k by the time you retire, are you telling me you're gonna live? If you were a person that made $100,000 a year, and you lived at a certain lifestyle, a certain level, you're most likely going to try to live at that level, or even if you do reduce a little bit. But that's 5 years of living. I mean, I give you, granted, taxes or whatnot, but 10 years of living the way you used to live, it's just not going to work. So we've got to think of alternative ways and more creative ways to have a retirement strategy. And I believe cryptos are definitely that avenue for me. I can't speak for you. This is not investment advice, and definitely do your own research and due diligence. So let me know what you guys think about 401ks. Like I said, I don't think they're necessarily like bad, but they definitely shouldn't be your sole avenue for retirement. I would definitely like to know what you guys think about 401ks and trying to getting away from those as your primary exit strategy for retirement. And again, this is not going to be your traditional investment advice. Your traditional investment retirement strategist is not going to tell you this at all. I'm going to tell you that the absolute opposite, because they make money off of you continually to pull that money into the arms of the Wall Street guys, the Wolf of Wall Street guys. So let me know what you guys think about 401ks. Are they a good investment for retirement? or do you think, you know, you should exercise other avenues to make that dollar work for the, you know, the most for you? If you like this video, please click that up arrow. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that. If you do subscribe, click that bell, and that will ensure that you are alerted on every upload that I post to this YouTube channel. Also, I am on Steemit, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow me there at CryptoBlood, and for Twitter it's CryptoBlood_. Last but not least, check us out on that Webbot Chatroom. We're over 800, like as I said before. We're growing fast. We're doing a lot of good things in there. We've pooled our money together for some efforts that we're and some endeavors that we're trying to accomplish or take on. And it's just good to see a community like that come together. So yeah, check us out there for sure. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out. Holla.